Hello everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be playing Nami against the weekly challenge. I've already done the harder difficulty one on stream, so I'm left with the two easier ones. I'm still running the same things on Nami: Camtech Duplicator, Luden's Tempest, Chameleon's Necklace. I want to get some more levels on Nami, because I feel like she would be a good contender for the Swain adventure. I feel like she would do pretty decently with the whole you can heal a lot off of Nami's spell, Nami's champion spell I mean. So, and with a couple more levels I'll be able to put an epic item on her, which would be extremely good. So that's what we're doing today. We're playing through this adventure just so we can get a bit more XP on Nami. I guess domination. None of the other ones felt like they would benefit us in any way. Domination at least allows us to put pressure on the opponent every turn if we need to. Yeah, let's skip this hand. We can go Water Puss on 1 and then Abyssal Guard on 2. Or maybe Nami on 2. Depends a little bit. That's a big arena kingpin. Give the foe strongest unit +1/+0 each this round for each card in the player's hand. Okay. Let's hope that the opponent doesn't have any overwhelm units. Otherwise, I am pretty much screwed on all fronts. I'm going to need some jump blockers for next turn definitely. So I guess I have to do this. If the opponent open attacks and I am forced to take the 17, that would be terrible. Oh, and the opponent even gets an additional attacker. I need to play the Otterpus instead. Oh, come on, does everything need to have Challenger? The opponent's basically guaranteed to go through with the attack with the Arena Kingpin. Would you look at that? Another Challenger unit. I guess I'll go Answered Prayer. At the very least it will make it so the opponent doesn't trade favorably with one of my units. Yep. I figured that would happen. I just have to take the 19. Then what? I have a bunch of pranks in hand, and I have a couple of Namis. I think the play is to try to double up on the spellcast here. That's one. That's the second one. That's the third one. And this is going to be the fourth one. I'm basically going to do this so I draw two Namis. And next turn my hope of winning is to basically cast Nami Zeb as much as possible. Wait, I ended up drawing all of my Namis naturally. That's unfortunate. Oh, can I make it through? I have to land the ebbs properly in a way that allows them to clear the units on board. I'm actually going to go ahead and do this. That's 2. This is going to be 3. And now this one becomes the 4th one. Come on, I need you to land on the opponent's units, not on their nexus. Okay. We're kind of making a miracle happen. No, not really, because the opponent just got lucky. Well, at least we can block this thing, and we can also block here. Okay, so we somewhat pulled through. At the very least, we'll be able to double up on spells next turn by default with the, because we'll have 6 mana, so we can go prank here, and then we can draw 6 cards. Yep. And we have 4 cards in deck, but it's fine because now we will shuffle a bunch of Namis into the opponent's deck. Or into my deck, I mean. And we also can cast Nami's Ebb and Flow for free. Yeah, I'll play this out first, just to make end space for more cards. Let's heal ourselves up back to full. Heal our Nami as well. What's our max health total? It's 35, I believe. So this means we can go ahead and win here. In fact, I can probably just go ahead and attack like so. No point in casting anything else. There we go. Game over for the opponent. Ooh, that was kind of scary for a second there. I almost thought that I was about to lose when the opponent just flooded the board with challengers and I had no way to block his massive unit. But we ended up winning. X-Tech Observatory, Avatar of the Tides, or Crumble. All of these are pretty bad. I guess Pilfered Goods we'll have to do. It's not the worst card in the world, especially with it generating a blocker. Now, this hand, however, all of them are pretty bad. Or this choice, I mean. So we'll reroll once. Victor, I guess, because we do cast a lot of created cards, so we'll be able to level up Victor. A spell's chest is not worth it going for a harder encounter, so let's take on the Swole Swirl instead. Let's toss that back. I'll toss the second Harem Gearhead as well. Keeping the Nami is fine. And we also need to keep the wiggly burble fish, because it will probably be useful. Scrap heat. I'll pass. As long as we can champ block until turn 6, we should be alright. I think 2 wiggly burble fishes might be too much. Let's drop down the abyssal guard and then we'll see what we do. I think we need to block here. And let's toss a wiggly burble fish for something that's vaguely playable. I guess this one is the cheapest option. This might have been a mistake. Maybe the other fight would have been easier.
My people are counting on me.
What do I do here? Pilfered goods, I'll get 2 spell mana back. Next turn I'll have 5 plus 2 or 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is the difference between casting another ebb or not. So maybe holding everything back's correct, or not casting the Pilfered Goods here is correct. At least that's what I think. And now we just rely on ebbs to clear the opponent's board. Do I go for it now? Or do I drop down the Victor? I'll go for it now. I'll pull the trigger on it. That's 2, this is 3, and this is a 4.
I am the tide caller. I will drive back the darkness.
And then I can go for this here. And this here. Drop down the wiggly burble fish. Do I drop the Pilfered Goods? It generates me 2 blockers, so maybe... Oh, actually it just generates me 1 blocker. Never mind. It draws me 2 cards, actually. I need to block here and here. I'm willing to sacrifice the 17 health. I think we'll be able to win. However, we do need to empty our hand a little bit. Dropping down the Victor. I don't think it's correct because I want to go for the Eye of Nagakeboros. So this is better. Metal Babs. Metal Babs can be a win con, right? Ruthless Raider as well. Let's go for Metal Babs. And then we go for the eye. We will burn a card, I believe. Yep. But with a little bit of luck, we should draw everything we need here. Which is namely 2 more Namis at least. Yep. With 2 more Namis, things become significantly easier. But I need to make hand space. None of this really make end space, so I guess I will burn a significant portion of the Namizeb's effects, but I still think we can go for the win here, because we will buff up our board quite significantly. Well, we are already back to 26. Let's see if we can kill the opponent's stuff. I just want to get rid of that swole squirrel mostly. But he seems to be avoiding every single one of my damaging spells. Come on, hit there. No, he just targets the opponent's nexus instead. Let's see, flow gives us the ones that actually do target the swole squirrel. This and this. Okay, now those do target the swole squirrel finally. And now we can just kill him with the Poro, because all of the effects kept targeting the opponent's nexus, I guess. So, pretty decent so far. See, this is mainly why I feel like Nami will be good against Swain, because no matter how much damage you take, if you make it to turn 6, you will usually win, and you will also just restore yourself back to full health in the process. Item chest, or an item chest that's rare. I guess the item chest that's rare normally would be decent, but I don't want any extra copies of those cards in my deck, so... Domination... Do I want to cut the domination? No, I don't. I would rather cut a bad card from my deck instead of the power, because an epic power wouldn't necessarily be better than domination, but cutting a card from your deck is always good. So this is a good keep. Why does he start with Rend Shadow Blade? Shouldn't he start with a Silent Shadow Seer? Sometimes this thing doesn't make any sense. The Staunch Defender. I'll pass. No need to do anything else. We'll just go ahead and jump block the Rend Shadow Blade, hopefully, with the Otterpus. Okay, that's very big. 4+ allies. We don't have 4+ allies, and I don't think we will for a while. Let's just generate something to play here. I feel like 2 arm gear heads might be decent to drop down. Yeah, let's drop down 2 arm gear heads. They will grow big, and they have quick attack and overwhelm. which make them pretty good threats.
I won't let my home be swallowed by darkness.
And here we can actually make it so we proc the group shot, so we can actually remove something from the opponent, from the opponent's board, I mean. Let's go prank. Let's increase that cost. And increase that cost. Make sure those cards are unplayable. And theoretically this does 6 to something. Yep. I was right.
I will drive back the darkness.
So now we can go for an attack with both of these. They will kill whatever he uses to block. So I'd say that's okay. Yep. Bam. Bam. Okay. We are on the right track to win, I believe. Next turn we might need to go for an Eye of Nagakeboros because I'm running out of cards. Ooh. He's just going to remove my Iron Gear head, or one of them at least. That's not good.
So pretty.
Epic Scrap Traption. Let's go for the draw.
Let the tide carry you.
Barbel Fish. Yeah, I'll drop down a Barbel Fish for one. Now we can double up on spell casts. I think the correct choice is to double up the Eye of Nagakeboros, and that's what I'll do.
Ride the surging tide.
Or in this case we'll be tripling up the Eye of Nagakeboros. Actually, I won't have enough hand space to triple up the Eye of Nagakeboros, so we'll just have to make do with going ahead and doing this instead. Doubling up, or I mean tripling up this and then doubling up on to Nami Zebs. Theoretically, I feel like that's enough to win the game on this turn. Okay, he does drop down another blocker, so maybe we'll have to work a little bit harder for our win. But we are at full HP, so I guess we don't have to worry about trying to keep ourselves healthy in the process. We can just toss the cards out with reckless abandon. Now if only the animations would cooperate a little bit, so we could get this through a little bit faster.
Let the tide carry you.
Come on. If we just land one there, we can win. And there we go. We could have probably won even if it didn't land there, but it's just a way to guarantee that the opponent doesn't have any blockers for this attack.
I'm proud to call myself Tidecaller.
Okay, how far are we into the run? We're almost at the mid-boss. That's good. Assembly bot, kind of meh. I guess practical perfectionist. The other option besides the assembly bot wasn't even worth considering. Let's cut the calculated creations because they don't have any sort of synergy with our deck. I mean, they contribute towards Victor's level up, but I don't need to level up Victor. And I guess the practical perfectionist is also a bad card, so let's cut it as well. We have a pretty streamlined deck, so I just have to be worried about him dropping down Fiora and clearing multiple units in a turn. So maybe I should just try to mulligan aggressively for multiple Namis, and then I'll hold them back and then try to go for a big pop-off turn from the turn 5 to turn 6. Or from the turn where we have 5 mana to the turn where we have 6 mana, I mean. It starts with a Fiora. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Piltovan Tailstones don't help me at all. Minimorph does. I can minimorph the Fiora. But how do I find enough mana to minimorph the Fiora without dying in the process? I would be able to minimorph the Fiora this turn or next turn. Okay, he just goes for the most damaging attack possible. That hurts. Do I drop down a Nami just so I can cast a couple of Nami's champion spells? Maybe. Maybe this is correct. If the opponent somehow has that thing where he can attack. Okay, it doesn't. So in that case, since he doesn't have that, maybe going for multiple abs is fine. I spend 2, go down to 5, I spend 2, go down to 4, I spend 2, go down to 3, and then I can double my next spell cast. So I feel like that's good enough. I'll double up on the answered prayer in order to draw more outs, hopefully, and in order to generate a blocker.
The Mirai will never know fear again.
And the next turn we'll have full spell mana, which will hopefully allow me to cast even more spells. I will likely have to minimorph the Fiora. I can also go Victor in order to generate just two blockers. I feel like that might be better, but he does have a lot of challenger units, but he's not going for a correct attack. He could have killed me here, but I got lucky. Do I want to start blasting? I can save everything for next turn. I feel like that's the play. I try to survive until next turn. Or I drop down everything next turn. We can go Nami into casting Nami's champion spell. We will be lacking draw to refill our hand, but that's just our reality, I guess. Minimorph. I think I can go for the minimorph here. Let's go for the ransom riches. We can go ahead and get some pesky specters. I wanted to mostly refill my spell mana just so I can drop down multiple chain casters. Okay, that's a assurance that the opponent doesn't have anything that's worth playing. Come on, this is good. We can drop the shackles for free. We can also go for an aftershock. Maybe we save this so we can go for a progress stay next turn instead. I feel like that might be better. Let's go ahead and try to heal ourselves as well. Will I be able to win this turn? I am not certain. I think it depends a little bit on where the ebbs and flows land. I can also draw cards from the opponent's deck. We can draw 4 from the opponent's deck. Is 4 cards from the opponent's deck better than 4 cards or 6 cards from mine? Definitely not. Do I want to do it though? Maybe we can find a lethal out if I do that. So yeah, let's go for it. We just have to get lucky and get the judgment or whatever it's called. No, not judgment. What is the card's name? 3 mana. You start a free attack. Cataclysm, that's right. If we go for a Cataclysm with the Armed Gearhead, then maybe we can go ahead and go for a kill on the opponent. Let's see if this plan works out. I feel like I have more than enough damage just on this attack alone. Yep. Okay, so we pull through.
My loved ones will be safe a while longer.
Things are looking better than what I expected. I felt like I was going to struggle a lot more on the Fiora. Focusing Crystal is too good to pass up, right? Farsight Alteration is good, but focusing Crystal on Nami makes sure that she is also a threat once we start casting spells. And yeah. Your slow spells get doubled up basically, but I don't have slow spells. Mystic Meditation, I guess, because obviously we're spell-based deck, so reducing the cost of spells in our hand can't hurt, right? Even though we are generating infinite amounts of mana to cast set spells, I feel like eventually we'll run out of mana. So with that in mind, the Mystic Meditation helps us delay that fact. Do I want to go for the answered prayer? Maybe 2 armed gearheads are enough.
New recruit reporting in.
It's just a way to generate a couple of blockers. You know, just stall out the opponent.
I've got your back.
Is going for Nami here, correct? We do have more Namis in deck, so maybe going for an answered prayer first is better. We draw a Nami, and then we can drop down a Nami and go for champion spells.
My shield is yours.
Okay, so he didn't
Break the current or be swept
take
away.
debate to attack. Let's block here and here.
Stop me.
We can go for the
Carry you.
Ab
With the surf.
just as a way to grow Nami a little bit. Make sure she's out of range of that. We minimize the damage we take, while also making sure that Nami stays alive. Do I go for the victor here? What are the odds that the opponent has a way to remove Nami? They're very low, right? Whatever. It turns out that he didn't have a way to go ahead and kill the victor or the Nami, so this is fine.
Let the tide carry you.
That's 2. This is 3.
Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you.
And this is 4. So we double draw.
Rise with the surf. The Mirai will never know fear again. Let the tide carry you. Rise with
But
the
I
surf.
feel like we can't necessarily go for an attack here. This is just a way to get Namis in hand and reduce their costs with the power we have. We can go for an attack next turn if we want to. We have the rally. And we also are able to go for multiple abs next turn. Not good. Let's go ahead and ab first.
Tide carry you.
That's good. That's our. This is going to be our second spell cast. This is our third.
Ride the surging tide. Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging
This is good, okay. They're basically going to trade 1 for 1. It could be worse. Then we can go ahead and go for the 4th cast. With the 4th cast, Victor levels up,
the tide carry you.
and we can start going for
Surging tide.
a full board of arm gear heads actually, and then we'll start casting the spells we get from the created effects, or namely Nami's Ebb, and we'll basically be able to win here, probably. And now we can go ahead and do this and this.
Ride with the surf. Ride the surging tide. Let the tide carry you.
Come on.
Ride the surging tide.
Just wait for it. The animations. Let's go flow again. Flow here.
Tide. Ride with the surf.
We'll go back up to full health.
Tide carry you.
And now we can start healing our Nami as well.
Ride the surging tide. Rise with the surf.
Do I want to go for the card draw? Yeah, sure.
Ride the surging tide.
Draw 2 from the opponent. How bad can it possibly be? If he drew spells, that would be great. Yeah, sure.
Rise with the surf. Let the tide carry you.
Let's attack with everything.
Down.
Come on, let's see if the opponent survives this.
I'm ready.
Maths for blockers. He survives with 1 HP actually. That means a single ebb is enough to kill him.
Ride the surging tide. Let the tide carry you.
There. That should suffice. And it did.
One step closer.
Okay, so at the very least we completed our daily quest for wild fragments. I'm fine with that. Notice the... yeah, sure. It generates a blocker, so it can't be that bad. What's the worst card in my deck currently? Probably the Pilfered Goods. Or maybe the Ransom Riches. The Ransom Riches is cheaper. So let's get the Pilfered Goods instead. And the shop. In my sights? Yeah, sure. And we do have a bit of money. So maybe we should go for double Ritual of the Renewal. It's 4 mana, heal for at burst speed. But it's also a card that replaces itself and discards a card from the opponent's hand. But it's expensive though. But we can reduce its cost with the Mystic Meditation. I like discarding cards from the opponent's hand because I think it's funny. So I'm going to go for it. Round start, grant 2 random units in all players' decks +1/+1. Well, let's see if the Avarosan Guard is a hard fight. We do still have a lot of money, so I decided that this was better. Because after this we get another shop. Let's cut that. Or let's toss that back. And the Ransom Riches as well. We have quite a lot of expensive spells in hand. But hopefully our power should mitigate those effects. Really? The opponent doesn't start with just a Avarosan card in play? Why? That's gotta be some sort of mistake, right? Maybe it isn't. Maybe the fight is just so hard that the opponent doesn't need to have that extra benefit. Let's drop down Nami.
All will be swallowed by darkness.
I feel like we can afford to play on curve this game. The opponent is not really putting on that much of a threat. Deal 8. What do you... I remember. It's because the deadly thing. Well then. Shouldn't have tossed out Nami like that, I guess. But I'm definitely tossing out Victor like that this turn. There. Ooh, that's a big Avarosan Art Guard or a Avarosan Marksman. Anyway, let's get the X scores going. Spell Shield's nice. Ooh, lifesteal is pretty decent. Let's go ahead and remove that one. It's a bigger threat than the other one, so this should be alright. Next turn, the opponent has 1 card in hand. I can actually force him to discard 2 cards if he doesn't play anything here and waits for my response. Okay, it does play something. So actually let's go Nami into a bunch of spellcasts. Ooh, ancestral boon. Neat. Very neat opponent. Let's make sure our Nami survives, shall we?
Ride the surging tides. Rise with the surf.
That's enough. But let's also go for the ransom riches. Sting officer, I guess.
Ride the surging tides.
This is our second spellcast. So I can go back score for our third.
Let the tide carry you.
And then we can go ahead and go answered prayer for our fourth. And since it's our fourth spellcast, it gets doubled up.
Darkness.
We'll draw 2 Namis, maybe.
With the surf. Let the tide carry you.
Yep. And we can actually go for the level up on Victor by doing this. Can I kill the opponent here? I feel like yes.
Ride the surging tides.
It would require me to get exceedingly lucky in order to do so.
Carry you.
Maybe I shouldn't have pulled the trigger, maybe I should have waited a turn.
Ride the surging tides. Here's the winter's claw.
Well, at the very least I can go ahead and go for this attack. Just remove 2 of the opponent's units. Next turn I'll go for the Ritual of Renewal into Ebb and Flow. Completely discard the opponent's hand, get 2 cards back.
Let the tide carry you. Ride the surging tides.
Actually, I'll get 3 of Nami Zeb's cast.
Rise with the surf.
Okay, we did get 3 of them. Nice. So now we go for the X score and then... Actually, we can probably just win already. And that's exactly what I'll do. Just attack with everything. The opponent just dies. So we made it through to the final boss.
I'm proud to call myself
It's up against Caitlyn. Caitlyn is a bit scary. Caitlyn can be very scary, in fact. Hopefully things turn out well. We definitely need to cut that card on the healer. Gearing up, okay, 2 harmed gearheads are nice, especially because they're buffed up by the items we already have on them. Let's cut the sparkle fly. We have a very nice, rather thin 29 card deck, so we should get whatever we need pretty consistently. Let's toss both of those back. Keep just the Nami, I think. And the Abyssal Guard is meh at best, so I tossed it back as well. But unfortunately we can't get rid of him. Wait, 8 flash bombs? Why 8? Round start, the flow plants 8 flash bomb traps in the top 8 cards of the player's deck. That's an upgraded version of Nami's or Caitlyn's default power, right? I feel like that's got to be it. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and drop a couple of arm gear heads down, just so they can potentially act as jump blockers if we get lucky and then don't draw a bunch of flash bomb traps. We actually do draw a bunch of flash bomb traps. I definitely need to generate blockers here. Gen construct should be fine. Yeah, I'll generate another blocker. I don't think we can afford to play it slow, except the opponent's just playing every card in his hand and removing whatever I have. Just 15 like that. That hurts a lot. I need to go for a turn where I spell sling a bit.
I aim to win, and my aim is excellent.
And now Caitlyn's leveled up, so we can't even properly jump block her. Do I go for Nami? I'll go for a Nami here.
Embrace the current or be swept away.
Suspicious activity detected just outside.
That's not good.
Stay on him. Backup's on the way.
Can I go for multiple labs? Would that even amount to anything? If I go ahead and do this, Nami gets an item, gets a little bit more health, so maybe this is good enough. We will draw a bunch of flash bomb traps here though. 3. Ouch. Nami just takes 6. I guess we can go mini-morph here.
Ride the surging tides. Let the tide carry you.
We do get lucky finds, but we won't be able to cast them. Maybe we just go for the Eye of Nagakeboros, and then we could go for a lucky find. Maybe that was a mistake because we draw a bunch of flash bomb traps. We can also look at it from the other perspective, because we went ahead and drew a bunch of flash bomb traps. We have effectively disarmed a portion of them in our deck. At the very least, the opponent made me draw a card that allows me to draw. We need to draw cards if we want to win here. How do I even salvage this situation? I need a pop-off turn with Nami, but I also need to draw cards. That's not good. Let's drop down the armed gearhead. And the next card, the next armed gearhead, is the one that makes everything cost free. leftover pacemaker. At the very least, the opponent doesn't have a Caitlyn in hand. Otherwise, I feel like I would be pretty screwed. Actually, I'll go ahead and play this card an infinite amount of times so that the opponent, or in order to buff up my board, and then we'll win from here. Right? I mean, eventually they'll grow so big that the opponent will just take an infinite amount of damage. I actually believe that there's a hard-coded limit on how many fleeting cards you can play from the Spirit Stone. I just never reached it, I believe. But I think they implemented it in the game because otherwise the AI would just do this forever and it would essentially cause the game to either crash or it wouldn't move forward. So that was not good for players, so they hard-coded a limit for the AI of like 3 or 4 casts, and for the player I think they did like 30 plays of the same card or something. I could keep going in order to see if I ever reach the limit, or I can just go ahead and attack right now and kill the opponent. What do I choose? I'll go ahead and put the arm gear head with the lowest attack at 40 probably, before going ahead and committing to the attack. I feel like that's a nice safety precaution, right? But maybe it's extremely unnecessary. If I did the math, I'm probably way over the amount that's necessary to win the game here, but I don't care. Better to be safe than sorry. And we win. Although it was quite a bit of a struggle right there at the end. We almost died and lost all our progress. That would have been extremely unfortunate. But hey, what truly matters in the end is that we managed to win, and not how we did it. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. I'll let you see what the rewards are. Okay, that's it. Bye now.